Yes. All back to where it began 5 years ago. 2017 for Legos Island. Oh boy. It's crazy to believe, guys, that we just surpassed the 5-year anniversary of Legos Island back on Friday, March 25th. It is now 3 days later on Monday, March 28th. And I thought in order to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of Legos Island even more, even though we just had that massive celebration party, we are not done. I actually wanted to do a Saturday Stories the day after the anniversary day, dedicated to all of the events for 2017 on Legos Island. Seeing as, again, we just passed the 5th anniversary of the world, which is still absolutely insane. Now, as you might notice, the footage here that is playing in the intro is from Legos Island Christmas 2017, which also, if you had managed to notice in the 5th anniversary party, there is no room featured from it. There was one featured from the grand opening party and the Halloween event, but no Christmas event in sight. There was originally going to be a room featured from it, but I would have had to probably brought back one of them from the previous 3rd anniversary, and I didn't want to do that. So I just left it out entirely. I just thought I'd mention, seeing as we're talking about 2017 here, and it also just being 5 years in general. So, guys, oh boy, while 2017 was the shortest year in Legos Island's history, only considering of 3 events, and also being active for only 4 months total, that being the end of March when it was intentionally created, the end of October for the Halloween event, and then all of November, and then of course all of December for Legos Island Christmas, which is obviously playing in the footage right now, as you might notice. Man, I really should have added a room from this event. It would have so made sense. You never know, I could potentially add one in for the 5th anniversary party. Comment down below if you'd like to see that. But either way, again, there are only 3 events in Legos Island in 2017. So this is not going to take long at all. With that being said, let's jump right into it. And believe it or not, this is going to be the shortest event video story for Legos Island. That's insane. Again, let's jump into it by starting off where it all began. Ah yes, back to where it all began 5 years ago at the Legos Island grand opening party. Now, I'm only able to get footage of this because it was indeed featured at the anniversary party for Legos Island, which is awesome. So, the main point behind this party was that, of course, it was to celebrate the grand opening of Legos Island. It started on March 25th, the day the world was created, but that was created after I made the video when I first created it. So it was never showcased. I didn't do a video the next day. And it ended the 27th when I made the next episode. So this party was never shown until I brought back a single room from it in the 5th anniversary party in 2022. Oh boy, what a history there. Either way, since only one room was brought back, I'm able to actually show you footage of some of this party, even though it's only one room. Either way, the grand opening hat was available, and obviously would never be available again after this party, as of course it would be rare for the rest of eternity. And that was the only item available in this entire party. Literally nothing else, it was just to celebrate grand opening. The rooms decorated included the port, the balcony, and my cave. That's it. Only 3 rooms. Maybe I might re-release the, look, we might go back to this if we consider doing it in Operation Legos Island 2022. Comment down below if you'd like to see that, because I would not mind doing that. Either way, not much else to say about this party, so let's move directly on to the next one, which took place 7 months later. Jeez. Yep, we're going directly to Halloween. let's do this. Next up, we have LEGO's Island Halloween of 2017. Like the grand opening party, this wasn't actually featured on video, and instead was featured in the original Operation Legos Island 2020, in Part 5 on May 26, 2020 to be exact. So, with that being said, while I did finally showcase this party after nearly over 3 years, this party actually did not feature any items at all, making it the only event in 2017 to not feature a single item. Only just decorations. And of course, this would be the smallest LEGO's Island Halloween ever, as the next year I would go way more insane, which we'll get to 2018's events in around 2 weeks on April 9th. Because I want to dedicate April 2nd to the Backyard events of 2021, seeing as we're just going to surpass the 5-year anniversary of the Backyard event in general. I don't know if I've already mentioned that. Yeah, I don't know if I already mentioned, I don't know. But either way, yes, the whole island here was decorated for Halloween for the first time. And yes, this actually did legit happen, even though I took a good amount of 2017 off of the island. I don't know still why I did that back in the day. Because, we would have, here's the thing. I may make a Saturday Stories very soon on what I would have done in 2017 if I did not take that hiatus. Looking back at this event right here, it's making me bring that up. I'm still glad I returned just in time for Halloween, because I think I still did a really good job with the rooms, even if it was the smallest LEGO's Island Halloween ever. Obviously, the events improved later on in future years, but for my first attempt here, I think I still did a pretty good job back in the day. And I'm still glad I was finally able to show you this party in Operation Legos Island 2020, the original, not the remastered version, because that took place in September that year. Now then, like I said, no free items in this party because, yeah, it was the only event in 2017 to not feature a single free item, which was upsetting, but it was fine because, what was I meant to create for items anyway? Thankfully, the Christmas event, all changed that. And also, we're about to get into that, considering the fact that that was also the only event to be showcased on video in the proper year of 2017. Which is insane, because the other two would be featured in later years, such as this and the grand opening party. But again, I'm still glad of what I did for my first attempt for the first ever LEGO's Island Halloween. It looked great. I am glad I was still able to remember how it looked, even though I didn't even make a video about it. So, yeah, that was pretty awesome. Yep, for my first attempt, I did pretty great. I can agree myself. It was a great first LEGO's Island Halloween, in my opinion. But I will say, this does not come close to the later years. No, the later years were obviously way better than this. But I'm still glad of what I did for my first attempt here. And finally, but not least, yes, I know, we're already here that quickly. We have LEGO's Island Christmas 2017. I completely forgot to tell when LEGO's Island Halloween was. God dang it. Anyway, it started on December 18th and ended January 1st. This was a really good first LEGO's Island Christmas. It was also the only event in 2017 that I showcased on video. Because again, like I said earlier, the other two events in that year I would showcase in later years, whether it would have been in Operation LEGO's Island or the 5th anniversary party for LEGO's Island respectively. But for my first attempt for LEGO's Island Christmas, I think I did an incredibly good job. The entire island was decorated for this party for the first time ever. It was also the second event of 2017 to be featured at night, and the grand opening party would be the only one to be featured that day. Wow, most of 2017 took place at night. Impressive. But the fact is, this was a really good event. And it was so good that 2 of the rooms were brought back in the 3rd anniversary party in 2020. That being the balcony and village designs. What is upsetting is I also don't know if I already still mentioned this earlier, but there was no rooms brought back in the 5th anniversary party. It was upsetting, but yeah. As I think I said that earlier, if I remember that correctly. But yeah, this was definitely a really good first LEGO's Island Christmas. Unlike the Halloween event, there were multiple free items scattered around the island. Actually, there weren't. Here's the thing. In this party, there was actually an advent calendar. I'll get to that in a second, but let me just show you a few more rooms. Oh yeah, there was a huge Christmas tree in the village. This would also be like one of the only years, besides like 2018, as well, that there would be a Christmas tree in the village. I know, insane, right? But, yeah, I really did think I did a good first attempt for this. Again, like I said, there was an advent calendar. Yep, it's been here since the beginning. You probably thought it was introduced in 2018, but nope, it all started here. But the way it was handled in 2018, where they were scattered around the island, didn't start until then. 2017 was a bit different though, and it was as follows. Like I said, the 2017 advent calendar played out differently as the advent calendars from 2018 through 2021 went across the island. As for this one, it was all in one place, which was actually really cool. It's funny enough because this exact style of advent calendar would be brought back only 4 years later in LEGO's Island Christmas 2021 for past Christmas items. Which honestly, I'm also planning on doing that again for the 5-year anniversary of LEGO's Island Christmas in December 2022. Because, why not? With that being said, on the other hand, this was a nice way to actually have the advent calendar done. And yeah, it was nice bringing this concept back only 4 years later, because I kind of missed it. But either way, yep, basically instead of the 25 days of Christmas, it was only 14 days of Christmas. No, sorry, the 12 days of Christmas from December 14th to the 25th. Whereas the advent calendars we're used to now include all 25 days of December 1st through 25th. But back then, I wanted to get a little bit simpler and just do the 12 days of Christmas. Because, well, again, may I remind you, this was the first year of the island. I didn't really have much done yet. Of course, thankfully, 2018 was there to fix everything after. But either way, yep, that's basically how the advent calendar played out. Once again, this concept did return 4 years later for LEGO's Island Christmas 2021. In the form of past Christmas items, where alongside the normal advent calendar gift, we would get one from here. But of course, it would be different items. Just thought I'd mention that, because that concept did technically return 4 years later. Oh yeah, this would also be the only LEGO's Island Christmas where there would be snow on top of the candy canes. That is until this year, though, when I'm actually finally going to bring it back after 5 years. You're in luck. It's back. And guys, that is actually it for LEGO's Island in 2017. Yep, that's literally it. Oh yeah, I'm working on this. April Fool's Day party in the Creations world really soon, guys. Woo! Yeah! See you there.